Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are here to do a little declutter. Now this isn't a huge declutter, but I do have a basket full of items here. I know a lot of people as part of their Vlogmas did like declutters and collection series videos, but I actually just recently did a collection series in like August, September, or September, October when I was home on maternity leave. And so I already have a collection series. I'll link that here if you want to watch it, but I just kind of went through my makeup items at year's end and kind of like pulled together a mishmash of items that I decided I am ready to part ways with. They will not be coming with me into the new year. Some of them are old and need to be tossed. Others I feel like are still well enough to offer to my friends, and that's what we're gonna go through today. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup, so if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the KBELLA fam. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. Go ahead and start with foundations. I do have a couple foundations I'm getting rid of. One of them is the Estee Lauder, what is this? The Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 45 in the shade 2N1 Desert Beige. Now I love this foundation. I think it's a great foundation. I got it half off during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. The reason why I'm getting rid of it is I want to say it's almost 2 years old, and I feel like foundations usually are only good for a year. I don't see on here an expiration or anything, but usually it's a year. But the reason why I haven't really been able to wear this one is because since it has a chemical SPF in here, I couldn't wear it during pregnancy, and I'm choosing not to wear chemical SPF while I'm nursing, and I'll be nursing my son through at least August. So I don't foresee myself using this in the near future. I can see when I look up close that it looks like there's like some separation or oxidation in the container. So unfortunately, this is not one that I feel like I can pass along. It's one that I will have to just pitch, but I did really like it. And I kind of go back and forth with chemical sunscreens. If there was no sunscreen in this, I would definitely repurchase it. But because there is a sunscreen, I don't really know that I will repurchase it. I did really enjoy this foundation though. The next foundation is one I haven't even worn, so I definitely know that I can pass this along. It is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, medium to full coverage in the shade Vanilla. This is definitely a thicker foundation. I have tried this before. I've actually had 2 containers of this before. It's a thicker foundation. It definitely gives you more of like a full coverage, whereas I like more of a light to medium. I did get this sent to me from Influencer to try out. Like I said, I was familiar with this. It's not one that I've reached for since getting it from Influencer. So instead of letting it sit and rot in my collection, I'm gonna pass this along to someone who can get some use out of it. I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of hurts my heart a little bit. Not a little bit. It hurts my heart a lot. So it is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. I had the shade 2.7 Vellum. Now I got this, when did I get this? 2 years ago? Perhaps? A year and a half, 2 years ago? The shade just wasn't right for me. I did use it a little bit. The shade just wasn't right for me, and because of that, I didn't find myself using it, and this is such a pricey foundation. In hindsight, I should have taken it back. I should have tried to get a different foundation shade, but I didn't do that. I was like, oh, I'll make it work, and then I never made it work. And initially, I thought that I was going to pass this along to somebody, but I don't know if you can see. It's very like liquidy and separated right now. And I really don't even know that it's still good. Let me try and shake it up. It's just sad. I mean, like I said, foundations aren't good forever. This one has a 24-month shelf life. So what I might do, I have a girlfriend at work who I think this might work for. I think I'm gonna offer it to her, tell her it's a little bit on the older end, let her test it out, and then she can decide if she wants to keep it or get rid of it, just since it says there is a 24-month shelf life. I just can't remember. I know I got this during the freeze in Texas, but I don't know if that was before COVID or after. Anyway, I'm gonna offer this to a friend, and I did like it. I thought it was a good foundation, but definitely don't think I'll be spending the hefty price tag to repurchase this. Okay, I have some face products in here. Another one that I got from Influencer, also from Too Faced, is this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Natural Chocolate Bronzer. This is in Caramel Cocoa, which was the deeper one, and it's a shimmery bronzer. It's a little bit too deep for me. I'm not into a shimmery bronzer. I do want to pick up the Too Faced bronzer again, but I want to get the matte one, either in milk chocolate or just regular chocolate, so I'm going to pass that along. I'm also going to go ahead and say goodbye to my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow highlighter. I got this one before the Super Glow in Fair, and as you can see, this one is a little bit deeper. It's definitely more of like a champagne gold shade, and if I'm going to reach for a Natasha Denona highlighter, it's going to be the Super Glow in Fair. So because of that, I feel like this could benefit from going to a new home. I'm also going to rehome my Jouer Blush Duo. This is the Blush Bouquet in Adore Me and Hold Me. I just don't reach for this very often. I wanted it for a really, really long time and finally went ahead and purchased it, but I just don't love it. It just sits in my collection, so I'm going to see if somebody wants that. I went back and forth on this product, but I am going to go ahead and declutter it. It is the Jouer Champagne and Macaroons Sweet Cheeks set. It has 2 blushes, a highlight, and a bronzer. The highlight I feel like is not the best shade match for me. The bronzer works well, and I never reach for these blushes. I thought about keeping it in my collection and saying, you know what, I'm going to get some use out of this, putting it in my project pan, but I decided, if you're not reaching for it, Kelly, just pass it along. You don't have to force yourself to use it. So this is going to go to a new home as well. Okay, I had to take a break to feed my kids, so if I like moved or something, that's what's going on. But next up is another blush. Now this blush, let me just tell you what it is. So it's Makeup Geek's Spellbound Blush. So I purchased this blush when Makeup Geek announced that they were closing and they were shutting down. And it was kind of an impulse purchase because I was like, oh my gosh, I've never tried their blushes. People always said they were so good. Let me purchase it. So I did. I got it on sale. But as you can see, I've never used it. I have never once touched it. I look at it when it's in my drawer, when I'm reaching for other blushes, but I'm just not compelled to use it. And it's one of those things where I purchased it because I wanted to try it out, because I had never done so and I wouldn't be able to do so anymore. But as you can see, I'm not using it and it's just wasting away in my collection. So we are going to find a new home for that. And then the last complexion product or face product is this little Becca highlighter in Vanilla Quartz. Now this is one of the minis. It's the last mini that I had from the Macaroons set. Is that what it was called? The little Christmas set that they had several years ago. But I just never reach for this. You know, Becca is no longer. I thought this was a good highlight, but I have so many other highlighters that I like more than this one, and I'm keeping my Champagne Pop for like nostalgia reasons, but I don't feel the need to keep this, so I will see if there is somebody who wants to try that out. Okay, I do have 3 eyeshadow palettes and a single eyeshadow. So the single eyeshadow is from Lunar Beauty. If you follow Manny MUA and you watched his advent calendar, then you know that there was a green shade in there and he wasn't happy with the green shade. They had already put it into production, so he had them reformulate it, and then you got the extra one sent along with the advent calendar. So I took the extra one, the one that Manny liked. This was the one that he felt like wasn't up to par, but I don't feel like I need 2 of them. So I'm sure I have a friend, oh my gosh, this is hard to get back in there. I'm sure I have a friend who would like to add that to their collection. It has never been used. And then I have 3 eyeshadow palettes. Okay, the first is by Too Faced. It's the last holiday set that I have. It is the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. Every year they come out with these like fall themed palettes. They've had cinnamon roll, gingerbread spice, gingerbread extra spicy, pumpkin spice, pumpkin extra spicy, I don't know. Anyway, and every year I want them. And I say, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, I'll get so much use out of it. And I went through great lengths to get my hands on this one. This shade came crumbled. And then I used it once or twice and I literally never reach for it again. So I'm going to declutter it and I'm going to tell myself in the fall when they release another one, Kelly, you don't need it. I am also going to part ways with a palette that I have gone back and forth on, back and forth on, back and forth on. It is the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette. I do not think this is a bad eyeshadow palette. I just don't love it. I enjoy the color story. I think the color story is great. The mattes are good. The shimmers just don't wow me. And I purchased it. I've tried it out. Any other time that I've used it after initially trying it, it's been like a forced usage. Like I'm like, Kelly, you have to use this palette. It's in your collection. But I really don't know that I used it at all in 2022, and it's a great color story. I definitely think there's someone in my life who would really, really like that one. And it's kind of the same with this next one. I am going to get rid of my Vive Essential palette. I'm keeping the Vive Muse. I love that one. This is the Essential palette. It's very matte heavy, and I don't love these two shimmers. So because of that, I never really find myself reaching into it. I'm not someone who goes for like an all matte look. I think the color story is great. I do love this glimmer shade. So Shy is great for setting down like my eyeshadow primer. You have a nice black in there, but I'm just not reaching for it. So again, why am I holding on to it? I don't need to hold on to makeup that I'm not using, so we are going to rehome this one as well. The last eye product is this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. I actually got this from my friend Molly when I went to Michigan in 2020? 2021? 2021. Is that right? Has to be. Anyway, I went to Michigan, got this from Molly. It was unopened. It's made it a whole year unopened in my collection, so going to find a new home for that as well. Now we're into lip products. Some of these need to go in the trash. Some of them can be rehomed. I am going to finally get rid of my two Jaclyn Cosmetics lip liners. I don't love this formula. I've tried, oh gosh, I can't even open it. This one is in Chai Latte. I like this one more than the other one. This one right here is in Chai Tea. It's a little bit more brown. I just don't love the formula. I did not like her liquid lipsticks. I have gotten rid of all of those, and I don't think the lip liners are horrible. They don't sharpen all too well, but I just don't reach for them over the other lip liners in my collection. So I'm going to get rid of those. Lip products. Out of the lip products that I need to throw away, I am very, very, very sad about this one because I love it so much. This is the Givenchy lipstick in the shade 35 Rouge Ignite. I got this in Influencer back in before my daughter was born? After she was born. 2019? 2018. A long time ago. 4 or 5 years ago, I've gotten this, possibly 3. I feel like it's more like 4 or 5. Loved this shade. The last time I used it, it doesn't smell weird, but the last time I used it, I put it on my lips and I tasted like a funky aftertaste that I had never tasted before. So getting rid of this one, I'm not going to go out and repurchase it right now, but I would definitely like repurchase this in the future, but this one has to go in the trash. Also having to go in the trash is the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick in the shade Lady Balls. Again, it's a liquid lipstick. I've had it for a really long time. The shelf life is only 12 months. Definitely had it way longer than that. I am going to pitch my Kylie lipstick in Malibu. I can't see the, oh, what does that say? The writing is so small. I think it says 18 months. I don't know that I've had it quite that long. When she reformulated her liquid lipsticks, I tried this out, but I don't think this is good anymore. I'm going to have to pitch that. I'm also going to have to pitch my Kylie Bear. This one says 12 months. Definitely had it longer than that. That one has to go in the trash. Also having to go in the trash is my Patrick Ta She's Unapologetic. Gosh, they make these so small. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's like 12 to 18 month shelf life, and I've definitely had this for 3 or 4 years, if not longer. Really, really loved this. Would definitely repurchase this. Not planning to repurchase any of the others just yet. Would repurchase this one. I also probably need to pitch this Finesse from Propa Beauty. I've had this for a while, used it a few times. I thought the formula was good. It was a little bit softer and creamier than I enjoyed, but gonna have to get rid of that one because I've had it for a while. And the other one that I have to get rid of is by Tarte. This one, I've used a lot of it actually. This is in the shade Beach Babe 12-month shelf life. They don't even make this anymore. Again, I think I have had this for maybe 4 or 5 years, so that needs to go in the trash as well. Then I have 5 lip products that I can rehome. The first being this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Cinnamon Roll. I just don't love the shade. Everybody was talking about this one, how it was like a great shade. It was reformulated. I don't know. I tried it out. I didn't think it was that amazing. Also, I have this Ofra lip gloss in Truffle. It's a very sparkly lip gloss. It came in a duo that Hot Mess Mama of 4 did in collaboration with Ofra, but it's like a bronze shimmer shade, and I just don't see myself using that. Also, Fenty Baby Brute Gloss Bomb. I've used this a little bit. Don't really love it. This one actually might need to be pitched also. I think it's from Christmas 2018 or 2019. Then, Unearthly Cosmetics. The sticker just fell off, okay? Unearthly Cosmetics. This is new, brand new. I purchased 3 of them, and 2 of the shades look almost identical. So this is Autumn. I have Autumn and Lurk. They look almost identical. This one I have not used, so I'm going to rehome that one, as well as the ColourPop Luxe Velvet in It's a Banger. This red shade. I find that the ColourPop formula just kind of like goes all over my face, so I am going to rehome that one as well. So there you have it. Those are the products that are not making it into 2023 with me. Some of them have to be pitched. I already threw them away. This basket I'm going to take to work. I'm going to let my girlfriends go through it. I think they will be super excited. And then these makeup items can be rehomed. I'm going to try and be very thoughtful in 2023 with my makeup purchases. I want to keep my collection curated. I'm still a makeup lover, okay? I'm still makeup obsessed. I'm still gonna buy new makeup. I'm still gonna be tempted by new makeup, but I wanna make sure that I'm using what I have in my collection, and if I'm not using it, I'm finding a home so that it gets used. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed before you go. That way I can see you in the next one. Bye.